Boo! You want me to go on with mine now?
Oh, absolutely.
This is called Trap Set on Thanksgiving. This is my first time sharing this story on the internet with anybody. I hope you and others can learn from this experience and apply it to if, God forbid, this would ever happen to you. I work for a company that forces me to travel a lot. I usually fly, but because I know how crazy airports are on holidays, I thought it would be a smarter decision to rent a car and drive home overnight, avoiding the nightmare that would be an airport on Thanksgiving week. I started the drive home, and even though I was a little tired, I was able to cruise from about 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., as there were barely any cars at all on the road. Shortly after 3 a.m., I saw a van that was sideways in the middle of the road on the highway. Thankfully, I had my brights on and was able to see the vehicle with plenty of time for a safe stop. There was also an elderly woman near the side of the road who was waving me down frantically. Cautiously, I slowed down and came to a stop. The woman walked up to my window, motioning for me to roll the window down. I rolled it down the slightest bit, making sure she couldn't even fit her hand in there or something. In an old crackling voice, she said, "Young man, can you please help me change my tire?" I glanced over and saw that she did indeed have a flat tire. She said to me, "I ran over something and my tire became flat almost instantly." She then motioned to what looked like a piece of plastic in the road or something. I didn't want to, but I got out of the car and walked by the van and told her that she needed to move the van to the side of the road for safety. There's no way we could change the tire right in the middle. That would be completely dangerous. She agreed and moved it off to the side of the road. As I began to change the tire, I had a million things running through my mind. Number one thing, why did I have to be the one who got flagged down to do this? I was almost finished taking the flat tire off, and I noticed I didn't see the woman around anymore. I was providing my own light source with my cell phone. I looked up to ask if she could help and realized she was gone. I looked all around the vehicle and didn't see anybody. Nothing but pitch black darkness other than my headlights, which were providing some slight light in the general direction. Well, luckily for me, I had my keys in my pocket, and I locked the door to my car when I got out. I walked back over to my car, and the woman was trying to get into my vehicle. I told her to get away from my car before I called the police. She laughed at me and said, "It'll be at least 30 minutes until anyone could get out here." Just as I was trying to get this crazy person away from my car so I could leave, I noticed a man get out of the van. This man must have been lying on the floor or something because I didn't see him sitting in any of the seats when I looked inside the car when I was in the process of changing the tire. The man seemed to be average build. He started to approach me, his hand in his pocket, which really started to make me worry about my safety. The woman then jumped on my back and attempted to choke me. I was able to shake her off quickly and throw an elbow directly into her throat. She began coughing and gasping uncontrollably, which gave me the break I needed to get away. The guy who was approaching me stopped and devoted his attention to her, and I got in the car and sped away as fast as I could. I have never driven that fast before in my entire life. The adrenaline from the events fueled me for the remainder of the trip home. I know if someone else told me this story, I would ask, "How dumb can you be?" Then emphasize how idiotic was it of a decision to get out of the car. I'm just glad that I was able to get out of the situation unharmed and get home to my family. After police reports were filed, I unfortunately never got any further information. I wish I had glanced at their license plate. That may have helped in identifying them later. Please, let this be a lesson for anyone out there. Trust your instincts, especially in situations that can affect your safety.
That,
old lady jumped on his back, man.
That's nuts. Yeah, that's scary as hell. It reminded me of a couple stories I'd heard of people meeting up and then like someone like, showing up out of the back of the car or something like that. And then, the attack. When that guy, got out of the van, I was like, holy crap, this is bad.
Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? You're just trying to get home for Thanksgiving to be with your family. Just see this man step out of the van. And you were just there and didn't see anybody in there.
He described it, it's like he knew he shouldn't get out and stuff like that. And like, there's points in life where something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
So like, you're pumped up, you're ready, you're trying to keep an eye out. That's probably the only reason why this guy's not dead. Or this person's not dead.
Viv Gaines is talking about how he probably would have fell for that too.
Yeah, I mean, an older lady asking for help in the middle of nowhere.
On Thanksgiving, too.
Yeah,
Like that time period, right? You're coming home for Thanksgiving coming to your family's house for Thanksgiving. And I don't know, it might put you in the mood to be extra helping.
as far as you know, this person is too, right?
Yeah.
There's always that thing in the back of your head where you kind of gotta think, is this the end? If something bad was to go down, can I get out of here? You know, you wouldn't think you'd have to worry about that with like some random old lady, but you never know what the hell's out there. You do want to help some elderly person in trouble, but yeah, you definitely got to keep an eye out. It's
I,
scary.
I think one of my favorite parts is how he made sure to really explain that he landed that elbow into her throat. To the coughing and gasping for air that came afterwards.
You know, I think if I was retelling that story after surviving it, I would too.
Yeah.
Man, I just wrecked her.
Well, I meant like if she was able to stay on your back a few more seconds, maybe that would give the time for that guy to get there, and God knows what would have happened.
Yeah. So, yeah, wow, that is horrifying. It reminds me, there's actually a particular story that reminded me of was this Craigslist killer back when Craigslist was, first started up.
Oh, yeah.
This guy got someone to meet them somewhere, and then he brought like a weapon. Person he was meeting, her boyfriend was there too, but he ended up killing the boyfriend and then cutting off his head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so like, I'm just thinking like this guy would be dead somewhere in the ditch had he not gotten away.
Yeah. And yeah, man,
Sure.
I just can't imagine your family just like you're just trying to get there for Thanksgiving and something, heaven forbid, were to happen to you. I'd be a little skeptical of somebody pulling their car in the middle of the road with a flat tire, right? I mean, I guess
I've seen dumber things. So like it's not out of the realm of possibility, but
it's easy to say, like, we say this all the time, but this is really the case for this one. It's easy to say, I would have done this, I would have done that. You're not in that situation, so it's really hard to know how you would exactly react to the whole thing.
Yeah, no, this is one of those moments where if you actually are trying to critique what this person did in this situation, you're way off base because, like, you aren't there. You don't know his mindset at the time. You don't know how it looked. Yeah, even like, he in retrospect was like, I shouldn't have done this. But yeah, everyone knows that they shouldn't have done the wrong thing in retrospect.
Captain Hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must play the video, but I'll spare you the pain of it. You're usually Captain Hindsight.
Yeah.
The intent had to be to steal the car, maybe?
Yeah, I would say so, probably.
Is this a story you would remember and share every Thanksgiving, or would you kind of keep it to yourself?
I would tell this to everybody, every day.
Not even Thanksgiving, just every day.
Yeah, because this is not a thing that you should know is a possibility.
Would it ruin Thanksgiving for you?
No.
Or does it make you appreciate it even more, maybe?
Yeah, I think I would just be more thankful than ever, and then I would eat so much that I passed out for a whole day.
I just don't know how I'd react to the whole thing. I really don't. Obviously, I'd want to help an elderly lady, but luckily he had good instincts. I think that comes down, like he said, he ended it with trust your instincts. He was very aware of his surroundings. Like, he could have just kept changing that tire and not even, like, she vanished. Maybe he thought she just stepped away for a lot of things could have happened, but he was very aware of the situation.
Yeah. Could have gone so much worse, so much easier to go bad.
Jeff Townsend Media. CG, good night.
And the question is, do I stay here? Will you be back? Are you gonna come back? Will you be back? Are you coming back?